show has started somebody who, well, he's got his head pretty well together. He does a lot of the same things I do as far as trying to make the world a better place, picking up garbage and assisting others. Instead of it being a I help you thing or I need help thing, usually mutual benefit is a better way to do it. That means that if you pick up some of the trash and your buddy picks up some of the trash, you don't have to live in a trash pit. Anyway, there's some issues with my computer that have been ongoing, and I figured I'd let him tell you all about the issues. That way, instead of you pretending like I'm making it up, as per usual, we got somebody who can explain it. Yep.
All right, you were talking really quiet, and I've got bad ears. Where are we coming in at?
I was just going to have you explain everything you explained when I came back in from.
Oh, the computer's taking a long time to load. He was showing me the conversation between himself and Natalie, and I read a good chunk of the messages, and they indeed, just as he explained, he's very good friends with her, chatting like friends do. I clicked on a picture because I didn't know what the picture was. My eyes are not the best, and when I clicked on the picture, it took I'd say about 8 minutes for it to bring it up. I mean, it bring it up rather quickly, but it was just a blur. It took quite a few minutes for it to get back to a picture that I could see for a second. Oh, that's a person. And then I clicked back, and it was another 8 minutes or so for it to go back to the conversation. But I did read enough to see that you're indeed, the dynamic of your friendship is that you're both very good friends, and you're trying to help each other out, and talking about drawing and silly friend things. They're obviously friends, and they're talking about things that friends would talk about.
Later on, and it's got a lot of the stuff where she talks about how she's infatuated me, and that hasn't changed. She used to think she was in love with me, but that's the thing about with it freezing up like that. Like that's 20 minutes of time that you didn't do anything wrong, but it's time you can't get back. And then it's kind of like, all right, frustrating situations like you having to do the whole weekend to get your phone up and running. That's not something where you were trying to do something harmful or where I was trying to do something harmful. It's just life happens.
Hurry up and wait.
Yep.
Yes.
And with me being frustrated with that, and you were frustrated with that, and that's the whole thing. So nobody meant or intended any harm, but it definitely a frustrating situation.
Very much so, yes.
So, one of the things is a lot of people that offer to help me, stuff that's in their own lives gets in the way, and I end up getting treated like I'm blaming them. And usually about that time I do start blaming them, just because they're accusing me. Obviously on my YouTube channel, I've played at least a couple of minutes of it, enough for you to actually hear me scream on my YouTube channel. I hope.
Yep.
I understand. I hope that, it's a lot of people do take it personal, especially when I get so much anxiety that I'm screaming about the situation. I try to explain to them, it's not being mad at you, I'm mad at the situation.
And I understand that.
A lot of people, if they don't speak up about it, they get treated like it didn't happen. I'm making it up. So with you having been in a lot of the streets out here, you know a lot of the dynamics that I'm talking about. We've also had different experiences with stuff. That's worthwhile too, because that you make a decision based on your experiences that mine are different. I'm one of the few people who say enough evidence to be able to show people why it's different and have them understand. And you seem to try to understand everybody.
Yep.
I'm not sure how far you were down, but I was gonna. It might not unfreeze. It's been frozen on here. We'll see if the mouse moves. All right, it is. Anyway, one of the things is
Doing food here before long.
Yep. One of the things is it takes money to sit here and it takes time to do these things. And a lot of this stuff, especially with him having his own things that he's trying to work on as well, he's taken time out of his day to assist me with this. And we didn't get very far. We've been here easily an hour. But he was able to work on some of his things, and I was able to work on some of mine. Much of it is having to wait on updates. Once we got the updates finished, then it ended up being a situation where we're waiting on it to go to the picture, and then waiting on it to go back, and then having to scroll all the way back to the beginning of the conversation. Because I'm not sure if you know how two ladies are when they get to chatting, but yeah, me and Natalie talked like a couple of chatty Cathys.
True story.
Right?
It's not a bad thing. It's cool to have a friend like that.
Yeah, well, she was my only friend at that point. After I hurt my back, everybody else was BSing pretty words. Natalie was a badass. You also get to read about a lot of the abuse that she went through, and you also get to read about her trying to help me get jobs and stuff. She was the most wonderful person I ever met in real life. Anyway, so with me having a place where it's more reasonably safe than where I was, and knowing that Molly, even though she tried to do everything she could to make it so I couldn't come here, she was drinking a beer, cracked a beer in the store, and now she's not allowed back, which is a good thing. That makes it so that Fred Meyer's is a lot more safe environment for me. Now we've got food that shows up pretty soon, and it's 3:03. The food is at 4 o'clock, and we got to get to a church at the other end of town. We're gonna try to get him some gas, and we'll see where everything goes from there. As far as everything that I was hoping to get him to help with, a lot of it I wasn't able to show him, so I'm trying to show him what I can here, and he won't be able to go through it all. If it had all set itself up and gotten done properly, it would be easier. What I'll probably end up doing is telling him that he can go ahead and cut off and head in the direction he was going to go. And I can send him the Cliff's notes on a couple of things while we're at the feed, possibly. And that'll get him close to up to date. That'll also give him an idea and a bearing of where he can look on his own if he gets interested. There's a couple people in this town that are really into true crime that I met today, and they might possibly assist. So if they're interested, I am totally down. I could use all the help I can get. I don't have any of their numbers, and also with the gentleman who's helping me just recently getting the ability to use the phone. We don't have all of it set up and organized or anything like that, and I don't expect a whole bunch of perfect help, Johnny on the spot every single day, all day, every day. You got to wipe my butt for me thing. I do got to understand that other people have lives and they're trying to get their stuff taken care of. I got to try to come up with some more money for gas, not for myself, but for him, because yeah, when somebody has a big old boat like that and they're driving it around and they're doing you favors, it eats their gas. And he came down here to do me a favor. And he had, a couple other things that he needed to do, but he didn't need to be here to do those things. And I am grateful for what he's done. Anyway, I'll try to keep you up to date. As I said, a lot of times with the frustration, it's that it's something that needs to be done quickly and people don't understand the emergency of it. There's also the fact that other people have emergencies too. And that is a far cry different from me not trying to get help or people not willing to help because of the way that I act. He has been lucky enough not to see me have a complete and total meltdown, which is cool. And earlier I was able to walk away from a situation where, of course, nobody was trying to do anything wrong. I was just frustrated. And he understood that, and he let me do that. He didn't treat me like I was his personal property. That's the thing about being out here is that it's hurry up and wait. A lot of time it ends up just being hurry up and wait. A lot of the services that you guys get help with immediately when you go in by yourself out here, especially as a homeless male, it's hurry up and wait. All right, good to be ready. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind. I was thinking about